Hi, Marta. Thanks for joining me on the Metal Pit today. How are you doing?
Hi, Blake. Nice to see you. Thank you for having me. And yeah, I'm doing fine. Spent some time with my friends. The sun is shining. We finally have summer in Poland. I hate
Mhm.
winters. I don't like autumns, and I don't like when it's raining. So right now, it's perfect season for me.
That's
It's
good.
gonna be like that until probably September. So yeah.
Mhm.
I could live in Spain or Greece or Portugal, somewhere where it's, permanently hot. Some
Mhm.
people, because in Poland, it's like we have very cold winters and very hot summers. So there are many people who used to say that they don't like summers because it's too hot for them. When it's too hot, it's perfect for me. So yeah.
Well, it sounds like Canada too. It's really hot in the summer and cold in the winter, but I'm one of those
So
who doesn't like the heat either. So,
yeah.
so we're going to talk. You have a new album coming out June 28th on Listenable Records. Oh my God, I didn't even write the name of your album down here. I'm sorry. So, what's the name of your album?
Um, sorry, I didn't hear your
The name
question.
of your album that's coming out, the title of your
Oh,
album?
it's the Silver Key. Yeah, it's the
Okay,
Silver
right. I
Key.
just
Yeah.
didn't write it down on my notes for some dumb reason. What can fans expect from this album, maybe compared to your other albums?
For sure, they can expect what they already know from Crystal Viper. So it's melodic heavy metal, very powerful with strong female vocals, lots of melodies, guitar harmonies. But on this new album, we have some musical surprises, some elements from death or black metal or thrash metal. Of
Mhm.
course, it's not like they dominated the album because it's not. There are just like bits of this here and bits of this there, but you can feel you are listening, you can feel that you are listening to something new, something fresh, while it's still Crystal Viper that you're familiar with.
Yes. Now, would you agree this is the most intense and maybe heaviest album of your career?
Yes, and the fastest as well, for
Fastest.
sure. Yeah, the tempos in some of our new songs are insane. And it's also the very first album from Crystal Viper that I tried to grow. It actually came up by accident because it's actually a funny story. When we were recording the song Fever of the Gods, and when the vocals were done and we were listening to what I've recorded, and there was the ending of the song, I said to guys something like this: "Hey guys, don't you think that something is missing here? Just like huge, powerful scream at the end." And they were like, "All right, so maybe try do one." And I was like, "Okay." And I got back to the recording room, stand behind microphone, and did this rah to the microphone, and it was actually the very first take, and it landed on the album. And let's see if I will be able to do that live, because
I am sure
I
you will.
tried. It was just, like I wanted to try if I even can do that, but for sure, growling is not my cup of tea. For
Yes.
sure.
Now, your lyrics are inspired a lot by horror writer H.P. Lovecraft. That's the same with this album too, then?
Yes, yes. Lyrics are inspired by novels from Howard Phillips Lovecraft, as well as the previous album, The Cult. Those Some people might think that maybe these two albums are connected with each other in a way, but they are not. I mean, on both albums, on The Cult and on the Silver Key, all lyrics are inspired by Lovecraft novels and stories, but none of those album is concept album.
Mhm.
So every song tells different story, different
Okay.
situation, and so on. So on the Gold and on the Silver Key, you have Lovecraft, but they are not strictly connected with each other.
Okay. And what drew you to his writings to inspire you for lyrics?
Um, I won't lie to you, and I'm not gonna say that I was fan of Lovecraft for many, many years, because I was not. Actually, I discovered Lovecraft I don't know, not very long before I started working on the Cult album. And it was like, I've always liked reading books, as my husband loves reading books. And if you would see our apartment, there are books even in the kitchen, in the boxes. Instead of all those stuff you should keep in kitchen, we keep books. Oh, very soon we will keep books in the fridge probably, because we are just not enough space for books, so many of them. So we love reading books, both me and my husband. And one day he just came up to me and he said, like, you know what? I know what you like to read. I know books that you are reading. Why don't you get a try? And why don't you try read Lovecraft? And I told him that I know those stories about Cthulhu and stuff, and I'm not really interested in reading some monsters from the sea, because this is actually everything, all I know from Lovecraft. And he was like, it's not only about monsters from the sea. Take a look, I'm sure you will like it, because I know what you like to read. And he also said, he told me the first story that I should start with reading it. It was, I am not sure if I will say the title correctly in English, because I was reading all those stories in Polish language. But if I would like to translate it from Polish to English, it would be Dreams in the Witch House. And that was the very first story from Lovecraft that I've read. And that was it. I finished this one. Then I started to read another one and another one and another one. And then I finished the whole book. Then I took another one. And there was one moment that I almost got addicted to his stories. So for example, when I was doing something else and I couldn't wait to see what will happen next, I was continuing his stories. I was following his stories with audiobooks, with headphones on my head. So and that was this period of time when I was working on new music. And I got into those stories, just got me into this thrilling mood, the atmosphere of they took me to these different worlds and dimensions. And I believe that people who know Crystal Viper, they can feel that those two albums, The Cult and The Silver Key, it's still Crystal Viper, but they are a bit different to our previous albums, because even I can feel that. It's still the same music, it's the same style, but there is something new about those two albums which feels a little bit different, and I think it's Lovecraft.
Okay, so there's more horror in the last couple albums lyrics than maybe your earlier albums.
Yes, exactly.
Do you have any favorite from the album that's coming out? Of course, people aren't going to hear it till June 28th, but do you have any favorite songs from this album that you're most looking forward to playing live?
Yes, The Silver Key.
Walking through the lane of dreams, I cannot feel anything, silly turned into space full of stars. Is it really shine so bright, so vivid it hurts my eyes, cause we dance in the eldritch night. I hear voices.
This is my favorite song from this album. Yeah, I mean, I like all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, but this one is kind of special to me. I don't know why. It's just like, I feel like I will enjoy it a lot when I will be performing it on stage. And I really can't wait, especially because next week we are performing at the festival in Germany, and it's gonna be our first live show since 8 or 9 months. So it's been a long time since we were on stage. So yeah, I'm so excited. I really can't wait. Sometimes, sometimes almost every day, it's like, countdown to my husband. It's only 10 days. Then it's 9 days. And today I was like, okay, in 1 week we are leaving for a festival. So can you imagine how excited we are all that we are finally able to go and play? It's lots of fun. it's also, it might feel weird for some people. Oh, she's so excited that she's going to play live show. And I will tell you why. Some people need to, for example, if they want to feel the adrenaline, you know, to feel that they are live, they are, for example, jumping with bungee, right, from the bridge. Put me on stage, and it works the same for me.
That's good. What is this festival called in Germany? What's the festival called?
Metal Frenzy Festival.
Okay. And so they'll be the first ones to hear your new songs live, I guess, then, right?
Yes.
With this release of this album, I noticed there's you have an extra track that's going to be on the CD and a different extra track on the vinyl release. And these tracks are the Misfits' Scream and Bathory's Gods of Thunder, of Wind, and of Rain. And why did you choose these songs for these extras?
First of all, they are kind of unusual choice as for a band like Crystal Viper, because, okay, let me put it that way. Recording cover songs for Crystal Viper is already kind of a tradition, right? Because for us, it's like paying tribute to our favorite artists, to showing people where Crystal Viper is coming from musically, to show people what kind of music we like, to show people where our musical roots are. And the truth is, it's not only in heavy metal. Our roots are not only in heavy metal. I personally, I like death and black metal. Really, I like thrash metal. So, and I really like Bathory, and I like Misfits. Especially when I was a teenager, I was like 15 or 16 years old. I was listening to punk music a lot, actually. And you know, Scream from Misfits. To me, it feels like it's pumped with horror, with thrill, and the energy of the song, I believe it matches perfectly the atmosphere of our album. And when it comes to Bathory, it's our tribute to Bathory. For me, it's one of my very, very favorite bands. I really like Bathory for many, many years, and I'm a huge fan. I even called my horse Quarton after Quarton from Bathory. So yeah.
That's a good tribute. Can you?
And you asked why on CD and why on vinyl different covers?
Yes.
Yes, you know, I'm talking too much that I talk as much that I don't even remember the question. So yeah, we put different covers on the CD and on the vinyl because there are many people who are buying both formats.
Yes.
So we want to do something special for people who are going to buy both CD and vinyl, to give them something different.
Yes.
To make the vinyl special, to not make it exactly the same. And we also do this with, for example, with Japanese edition of our album. We also put there different bonus tracks. They are different than on the European or US versions of our album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what about, excuse me, what about the album cover? Can you just describe the artwork there and what it represents?
With the cover art of the new album, I think I can relate to Iron Maiden and Eddie. When you look at their cover arts, there's always Eddie in different situation, in different surroundings and so on. And we thought that if this album is a kind of connected with the cult, it would be a good idea to put on the cover another Lovecraftian monster, that would represent the world of the world you are getting in when you are listening to our album. And the other thing is that I've always been a huge fan of those real oil paintings. So when it comes to cover arts for Crystal Viper, I've always liked to have the cover arts painted by a real artist from, you know, flesh and blood, real art. Yeah. Just like to be as real as music.
Yes. Now in 2021, you released a solo album called Metal Queens, which played homage to some of your female artists that you admired, like from the 80s. I think it was mostly from the 80s. And since I'm a Canadian, I thought I wanted to ask you about the title track, I guess, Metal Queen, done originally by Lee Aaron. And why did you cover that song?
That one, the reason is exactly the same as for the other songs on the album. When I started listening to metal music when I was much younger, I've always liked metal bands with female vocals, especially those very characteristic ones with strong vocals or with something special in the voice. Especially because I was a teenager, I was still trying many different things with my voice, or maybe I can do this or I can do that. And there was always something very interesting and catchy for me with female vocals in metal bands. And it is like that until today. If I, for example, have a choice to listen to, I don't know, Halloween or Warlock, I will always choose Warlock because I just really admire strong female voices in music. They are just beautiful. They always sounded beautiful to me, very special. And when it comes to Metal Queen from Lee Aaron, it's my favorite song from her. And I remember I was totally surprised after I saw the music video for this song for the first time, because I knew this song first, and it took a long time actually after I've seen the music video for this song. And I was just like, holy shit, it's like Manowar in female version. This music video is amazing. Yeah. So then I became even a greater fan of Lee Aaron. And yeah, this album was kind of my personal tribute to my favorite, to my metal queens. All of those ladies on this album are my personal metal queens, and this is my way of saying to them, thank you for your music, thank you for all those great songs, and also my way of showing people where I'm coming from as a vocalist, as a musician who influenced me that much that I am where I am right now with my voice. Because I will tell you honestly, for example, when I was 17, 18 years old, I was listening to Warlock, then I was going to my rehearsal room. All right, now I will try to sing Burning the Witches in a way that Doro Pesh was singing the song. And I was trying this, I was trying that. It was actually lots of fun, and yeah.
That's good. And it's a great album cover on the Metal Queens one too, with you there.
Thank you.
And you're mentioning female vocalists, so my next question just happened to be, what are some other female vocalists currently that you really admire?
Yes, actually, yes. I mean, many vocalists from Metal Queens album, they keep on continuing their music careers, and they are still keep on singing and performing, like Doro Pesh. So I still totally love her voice. Lee Aaron is also singing. Jutta Weinhold from Velvet Viper is keep on singing. Kate from Acid is still singing. So really like, I always enjoy their live shows when I can. Leader Leon from Chastain, she's also performing, and she's singing, and she sounds absolutely amazing on stage. From new vocalists, I really like the way, I really like voice of the vocalist from Battle Beast. She is amazing. She's absolutely amazing. Vocalist from Unleash the Archers. She is amazing also. Such a beautiful voice. Who else? there would be probably more, but right now I'm just like, I just don't remember, just like I told you.
Yeah.
at the beginning.
So that was my only question where you had to think. Well, maybe not think, but so you speak, and I don't want to, because sometimes people call it female fronted metal. I don't like saying that because I know some people don't like that. But you've been involved in Crystal Viper for like 20 years now, or singing for 20 years. How do you feel the place in metal has evolved over time with females? Because there's a lot more females in metal probably now than there was, 20, 30 years ago, of course.
Yeah, and that's weird, isn't it? Because like 20 years ago, I believe it was just like the same. Girls could bring instruments, they could sing, they actually, girls, women, they could do anything they wanted musically. But right now, I don't know, maybe it's because of social media, maybe it's like more women and girls, maybe right now they have more role models and they feel like they are more encouraged to do music in metal, to play instruments and so on. And for me, it's great. It's great. I love to watch women on stage playing metal. And as I told you, I'm a huge fan of female vocals even today. So the more women in metal, the better. And you also mentioned that some people use this sentence, female fronted metal, that some people like it, some other people don't. In my opinion, for me, it's super helpful because when I see female fronted band, I will always check it. I guarantee that I will check it.
Yes. Well, I like to say it just so that people know, okay, this is because there's some people that don't like female fronted metal, right? So if they know, then they're not even going to check it out, I guess. But I have no problem saying it, but I know some people don't want to be lumped in saying we're just a metal band, but like you say, it's nice to know, and because then you want to check it out, because there's some people that do only like female.
Yes, and some people don't like women in metal, don't like women in music, and I really don't understand that because from my point of view, always what's always most important if a specific person is a good musician or not, or if she's performing in a kind of interesting way or not. The gender doesn't matter to me at all.
Yes. Now, what about, you want to talk about the rest of your band here in Crystal Viper?
The rest of my band. So you mean the musicians, right?
Yes.
All right. We have Andy Łukasz Halczuch, who is in Crystal Viper from the very, very beginning. He's in Crystal Viper since 2006. So we are like siblings, he's like a younger brother to me, and he keeps on telling me that I'm like his older sister. So you can imagine, after so many years, we are just like very, very good friends. On the second guitar, and here is a surprise, you will know very soon because we have new guitarist in the band. Eric decided to leave the band due to he wanted to focus more on being session musician and working more in his recording studio, and we have more, and in Crystal Viper we have more and more dates to play live, and it was it was a conflict with his schedule, so he decided to quit the band right after recording the album. He also did the music video with us because, we are recording the album together, but there is something new and we will introduce him to you very soon. And on drums, since for the last 2 or 3 years, we have Kuba Galvas, super talented drummer, for whom the Silver Key was the very first album with Crystal Viper. And we introduced Kuba to wider audience with in the Haunted Chapel music video, which you can find on YouTube. We recorded the song also with him, and that was the very first recording with Kuba. So next week in Germany, we will have a bunch of surprises for audience, including new songs from the new album.
Okay, now this is a question you've probably answered many times before, and you might have already answered it during our chat here, but I just wanted to know if there's people that don't know you before, like they just discover you now, maybe what got you into heavy metal in the first place? Way back
Heavy
when.
metal. I mean, I would say it that way. What brings me into music? When I was very, very young, at home there was always lots of vinyls. There were vinyls freaking everywhere. My father was bringing tons of vinyls home. So I mean, my father he didn't listen to heavy metal or metal because he always liked some music which was more rock. Bands like Queen, Uriah Heep, Europe, Bon Jovi, this kind of music. But I was already familiar with it when I was a young girl. Then I started playing piano when I was 7. So I was actually listening a lot of classical music. I was playing lots of classical music, keep on listening to those music that my father was listening at home. Then when I was teenager, I was listening to punk music, just like I told you. And then when I was, I don't know, 16 or 17 or 15, I discovered bands like Virgin Steel, Manowar, Iron Maiden, Metallica, and then the rest is history. Yes. Because once you find your favorite genre, you started to dig and you find more and more and more, and then you want to have your own band who will be playing like those favorite bands from you. So it all went on so natural to me. So there is not any, so I cannot tell you the very specific moment when and how it happened, because it was like one way along.
Now, you mentioned reading, but what are some of your other hobbies and interests that don't involve music?
Horses.
Yes.
Yes, horses. And actually, except music, horses, and reading books, I don't have time for other stuff. And sport, of course, all those fitness stuff, lifting, yoga. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but music and horses, they take most of my time.
Yes. Now, you personally overcome some health issues back a few years ago, and we made it through COVID. So how happy are you to still be able to play music and soon perform live again?
I dealt with health issues, but it wasn't during the COVID pandemic, because
yes.
Yeah, then I was one of those lucky people who were completely fine. I had some health issues before the Possession album. So from now it was 8 years ago or something like that. I had very serious problems with my sinuses. I underwent the surgery and so on. I wasn't sure if I will be able to sing again, but yeah, I'm still here. I can do that. Everything went nice, but it was, it was pretty serious, because after releasing the Possession album, we had to put Crystal Viper on hold for almost 2 years. And recording vocals for this album wasn't very comfortable, and it wasn't nice at all, because I feel like I'm not strong enough to sing, and my voice isn't that powerful and fresh and melodic as it should be. So I really wish that we will have opportunity in the future to re-record this one, because I really like the songs on this album. I like the idea of it, but I really can't listen to it because of the vocals, because I know how it was, and I don't think the vocals sounds good on this one.
Well, your vocals on your new album sound great, so you're back
Thank
to
you
normal.
very much.
And you mentioned you're playing in Germany soon. Do you have any other upcoming touring plans after that one, or is there any more festivals or?
Yes, yes, we are playing some festivals like Hellfest. We also play Wacken this year. On autumn, we are going on our own tour, European tour. And yeah, it's gonna be actually lots of live show this year. We're really looking forward to go on tour and perform new songs.
And you're playing with American metal band Savage Master on your tour in like September,
Yes.
right? October,
Yes.
September, October.
Yes, with them, yes.
Okay. Oh, and one more question, I guess. Do you feel nowadays it's a necessity to be active on social media and interact with your fans, like compared to what it would have been like before you started, of course?
I think social media are pretty nice if you know how to use them and you use them in a proper way, and in a smart way, because thanks to social media we can get in touch with people, with our fans, with our audience. I believe that people can get informations that they need about the band pretty quickly. It's much easier to find, even tour dates or or you can stay in touch with a band in a way that if you are a follower on a page, every day you can get the very new information from the band, what is going on and so on. I'm using social media. It's fun. It's fun. Of course, it's fun. Sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes it's pain in the ass. But well, just like everything.
Yes. Now your album is probably available for pre-order, right? To get special packages. And can they get that through? Can they go through your website, your band's website for that?
If you would like to pre-order the album or get the bundle or other some cool stuff that we have for you, please go to Listenable Records website. They have their own web shop, and they prepared some cool bundles with our new album. You can get the vinyl, you can get the t-shirt, postcards, many very cool stuff.
That's great. Okay. Is there anything you want to add before we leave here today?
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me and for having me. Thank you for a nice talk, and thank you for supporting Crystal Viper. And I really hope we will be able to travel to USA to finally play there, because we've never been there, and we're really, really looking forward to do that soon.
Yes, that's good. Okay. Thank you. And I wish you best of luck with your new album in 3 or 4 weeks there. 3 weeks, I think it is now. And on your first show in Germany in soon. So, and a good tour in the fall. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much. Bye.